Okay, this next section is listen to versus zoology class. Okay.
We finished talking about the defeat of France by Prussia in 1871 and the Paris Commune, and we've already heard that political balance. What do you think makes the owl such a good nocturnal hunter? Well, visualize it in the woods at night. The first thing you notice about it is its large round eyes. Those eyes are also constantly vigilant from its perch on a tree. The secret of the owl's ability to hunt lies in its good night vision, which, in turn, lies in the size and construction of its eyes. In fact, its superb nocturnal vision involves two quite separate capabilities: the ability to discriminate fine details of the objects within the visual field, and the ability to perceive small quantities of light. Therefore, the owl's eyes are not simply giant versions of those of its day-living cousins, as you might suppose. During the daytime, there is plenty of light, and so the eyes of diurnal animals like gray squirrels, marmots, most birds, and humans have relatively small windows, the cornea. Now, the amount of detail capable of resolution by the eye will obviously increase with the size of the image. In diurnal species of animals, the eye's lens tend to be flat with a long focal length, which means that a comparatively large image is brought to a focus on the retina way back from the lens. However, the larger an image gets, the dimmer it becomes too. But because of the high intensity of light that enters through the pupil, the consequent loss of brightness of the large image doesn't matter. What this means is it will still be bright enough to register on the retina. In contrast, one of the first essentials for an eye that has to operate by night is that it must be able to collect and concentrate as much light as possible. The eyes of owls are large, but size alone is not enough. Obviously, the design must differ from those of diurnal animals. One of the most striking features of an owl's eye is the relative size of the window. In photographers' jargon, nocturnal eyes are fast. That is to say, size for size, they are capable of letting in far more light than diurnal ones. In practical terms, a fast lens is wider than a slow one. When there is not enough light for the slow lens to operate, the fast one can still collect enough to throw a bright image onto the film. The same analogy can be drawn between the eyes of owls and daybirds. Now, let's take a look at Figure 1 and compare the vertical sections of the eye of a diurnal species of bird and of an owl's eye. Since an owl's eye has a large cornea, the system would tend to throw a large image a long way back, just like in a daytime hunter's eye, with a comparable loss of brightness. At the same time, however, rounder and more powerful lenses bring the much brighter image back closer to the lens. In a word, their eyes give owls high resolution, with which they can see details of things even in the dark. The optics of their system, together with the fact that they have highly sensitive retinas, makes owls very well equipped to probe the darkest nooks by night. Well, this is why we can only stumble and grope in the dark, while owls are capable of an extraordinary feat of weaving in and out of the trees at night with no trouble at all. There is another conspicuous difference between our eyes and owls. Unlike the eyes of mammals, the eyes of these birds are reinforced by bony structures that bind the cornea in the tough outer layer of the eyeball, and these are fused to the skull. That's why owls cannot move their eyes inside the eye sockets, and we can. They cannot roll or move their eyes. That is, they can only look straight ahead, but their head can turn a considerable angle to accomplish the same purpose. Because the owl's eyes are separated by a significant distance, they also have good stereo vision and depth perception. One last thing is, it's a popular misconception that owls are blind by day. After all, some species hunt by day, and the clincher is, eagle owls have been found to possess vision more acute than ours by day. Nevertheless, the relatively enormous tubular eyes of these birds are highly sensitive pieces of equipment tuned for nightlife, so they must be protected against the glare of daylight. Now, in this function, their muscular irises play an important role. What do you think makes the owl such a good nocturnal hunter?